June 2024. Near the Superstition Mountains in Arizona, full-time solo traveler Robin from the channel Creativity RV settled into what should have been a busy but safe camping area. RVs, tents, hikers, noise. The kind of place where you let your guard down.
Halfway in between, I could go to the Planet Fitness on one side and work out and take a shower and go to the Boyce Thompson Arboretum to hike on the other side, which I fell in love with. But when I drove in to this area, I did not love it. Now, I'll tell you guys that I didn't keep my dash cam footage from them, so I'm going to show you some other footage.
She parked on a small plateau, unhooked her car, turned on the music, and cooked dinner with the screen door shut but the main door wide open. It felt harmless, too harmless.
6 other people. We were all cramped in there. There was room for about one other rig right next to me. And originally I was hooked up in my camper and people kept trying to horn in on that space. I thought another friend of mine was coming to camp with me. So I unhooked my car and faced it the opposite direction so I was not hooked up to leave.
Then through the music, she heard it. Hello? A man stood inches from her screen door already watching her. Leather jacket. Cut-off shorts. Long red hair. A smile that didn't fade, just stretched wider.
Because I'm doing a video on how to extend your food, and the music was blaring, and the door was open, but the screen door was shut. Behind the music, I hear a male voice go, "Hello." And I turned around, and there was a dude standing outside my screen door, just looking in at me. This dude did not look like a camper. It was the desert, and
he claimed his GPS led him to a reserved campsite, holding his phone like bait, trying to lure her outside. His eyes kept drifting past her, scanning the inside of her RV, checking if she was alone.
And I just said, "Yeah, what's up?" That big smile came back to his face and he said, yeah, hi. I'm just wondering if you can help me. And he had his phone in his hand, like he was turning it like he wanted to show it to me. And he said, "I reserved a campsite right here. And my GPS brought me right here, but I don't see it. Can you help me?" Now, the whole time when he was turning his phone, my feeling was that he wanted me to come outside and look at his phone. Meanwhile, he's looking around behind me like he wants to see if there's anybody with me or maybe what I had inside of my rig. So I just kept my hand on the wall and kept on the stink face.
She didn't move. Hand on the wall where her weapon was. Voice cold. Refusing to help. He lingered far too long before leaving.
"Oh, there's no paid camping around here. You know, in national forest land, you can't have paid camping like within a mile of boondocking locations or dispersed camping locations." And when I searched for camping, there was no other camping around. So I knew that this guy was not legit. He didn't dress like a camper. He didn't sound like
By morning, she was gone. Asking a strange woman in public for help that was Ted Bundy's MO. Normal men don't do that. Huge red flag. After one of the worst months of her life on the road, van lifer Amber Baldwin parked along the Southern California coast, hoping distance would bring peace. But the danger she faced wasn't in the wilderness. It followed her online, and possibly offline.
They post hateful comments online, they make untrue assumptions, and judge you for your choices. They try to discourage you from pursuing your dreams and reaching your fullest potential. But I refuse to be silenced. I will not let their negativity stop me from growing and achieving all that I'm.
Amber had spent weeks traveling alone, sharing the raw reality of van life, the isolation, the fear, the loss of a close friend who was violently murdered. Instead of support, a wave of strangers turned on her.
In California, after experiencing one of the very worst months while living in my van.
Comment after comment accused her of lying, exaggerating, chasing attention. Some mocked her appearance. Others tried to convince her she deserved what happened.
But there were these hateful comments that struck me. These people were trying to silence me. They were trying to tell me that my experience wasn't valid, that I was wrong for sharing it. They have said that I'm just looking for attention, that I just need to stop crying, that I need to get over it, and that it's clickbait, that I'm just doing it to make money and make people feel sorry for me. What actually pains me about these comments is how cynical as we get older. It's nothing to be ashamed of, and I'm embracing mine. But these people were trying to use my appearance and showing my emotions against me. They were trying to make me feel bad about myself in order to silence me. They are the people who don't want to.
The harassment escalated. The messages felt targeted, coordinated, personal. Amber spoke openly about feeling watched, silenced, and pressured to stop talking altogether. Not by one person, but by a faceless crowd.
Moments. When we're faced with pain, sorrow, and emotional trauma, that pressure is applied to us. It can tear us down just a little bit, like when you're working out your muscles. When you work out your muscles with weights, you apply pressure to those muscles, which creates micro tears, that then heals and repairs and becomes stronger. We are exactly the same.
For solo travelers, that's the nightmare. When strangers know your routine, your location, your vulnerability. When the threat isn't a creature in the dark, it's people who think they own your story. Amber survived. But many creators disappear quietly after moments like this.
Environments that are toxic and detrimental to our happiness rather quickly. We can move to places that are calming and peaceful and allow us to recover and heal. For me, that's coming to Southern California right now, to be near the calming waters of the ocean, the beach, the sunsets, the people.
On a late afternoon urban exploration trip, a father set out with his young daughter to explore a forgotten, overgrown area littered with abandoned structures and trash. What started as playful parkour and jokes quickly took a darker turn.
There you go. You got it. You got it. Hashtag you got it. It's Fat Daddy that's got to worry about. Look at that, man.
I literally like sliding
view.
down the
Whoa.
rock.
Is this the route? You remember it?
No.
They pushed through thick brush, poison ivy, spider webs, and collapsed paths, laughing, slipping, brushing off bugs. The place felt wrong, but familiar, like it had been visited recently. Cans, broken glass, and makeshift camps were scattered everywhere.
You're funny, son. All right. Oh, there's a big spider web that almost got me. I don't know if the camera will get it.
Where?
Look at it right here. Almost went head first in it. My face would have been right there.
Should I get it?
Nah, just let him be.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to duck, but I got to duck.
Let him live. Let the spider live. I saw Mrs. Beast here a long time ago. What are all those cans?
Well, those are recyclables. You can make a lot of money by returning those. That's what we used to do when we were kids.
Dad, can we go in there?
Inside one abandoned structure, something had changed. A doll, filthy, eyeless, and unmistakably placed, sat where it hadn't been before. The mood shifted instantly. Jokes stopped. Movements slowed.
Oh shit, there's a doll in here this time.
Where?
A creepy ass doll right here. That wasn't there last time. Watch the glass, guys.
Oh crap.
Oh shit. That's Santa. Santa did.
Oh gosh.
As they moved deeper, strange smells hung in the air. Insects swarmed. The ground felt unstable. Then voices echoed, not close enough to see, but close enough to hear. Someone else was down there.
And that smells on my fingers.
Oh, well, I got white.
Stink beetle. Stink beetle. Stink beetle.
The father froze, listening. The voices didn't call out. They didn't respond. They just existed, somewhere beyond the trees.
Uh-oh, did you hear somebody?
Down there.
There's people down there?
Oh crap, it's making me dizzy.
Oh, wait for me. Lots of mosquitoes. Where are they? Like Call of Duty. Oh, there they are over there. What are they doing? It's like they got fire or something going on over there. Okay, there's too many mosquitoes in this area.
I'm getting really dizzy.
I know. Let's go back up.
Realizing they were no longer alone, and with his child beside him, he turned back, retracing their steps, heart pounding.
Dang, there's a lot of bugs. Oh, okay.
And I know what poison ivies look like. They have big leaves and they're dark.
Mm-hmm. Keep your eyes on them. They're not your friend.
Some dark green.
Okay, well, hopefully this gets us out.
And of course I can smell stinky flower.
Top comment said, "It's scary." Late one cold night while traveling alone through Nevada, Wanderlust Diana pulled into what she thought would be a safe place to rest. Exhausted from days on the road, she parked her SUV, ate a quick meal, and fell asleep inside her car.
And I said, it was still around, it was not really, it was in the 40s, 45 or something like that. But my body was just cold. And I said, I am going to find myself a garage to spend the night. So anyway, I came up at this casino garage.
Hours later, the night exploded. Bang, bang, bang. Security guards hammered on her windows, flooding the inside with blinding flashlights.
All of a sudden, I heard bam, 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 bam. The securities were knocking crazy at my window. Open the door! Open the window! Open the window! I was like, oh my God. And flashlights were shining in on me. One on the passenger side and one on the driver's side. Because I didn't put up, any blackout shades. All I did was put this curtain like I did. So my windows were exposed. And I heard, open the window, open the window. So anyway, it took me a while, to get myself together. I crawled in over to the driver's side and the flashlights.
Disoriented and half asleep, Diana scrambled to respond as voices shouted for her to open the door. She was ordered to leave immediately. No warnings, no explanation.
On the window, and the guy said, you cannot sleep here, you gotta leave right now. At 2 p.m. Escaping that snowstorm, sleeping in the cold car, and didn't get much sleep. My third day I get the knock. I couldn't get any more miserable. I couldn't. So yeah, here I am, guys. Man.
Shaken, cold, and running on almost no sleep, she drove off, only to face something worse the next night. While reorganizing her vehicle at a quiet spot, a man approached. He lingered, asked questions, then tried to sell her illegal drugs. When she refused, he didn't leave.
Stand up.
Yeah, so guys, this guy just came up to me. He's over there. I think this is his regular spot where he, introduced illegal substance. So he's asking me, like, if I want to, any illegal substance like crystals and stuff like that. 420 friendly. And I was like, I don't do any of that stuff. So he was trying to persuade me into getting, illegal substance. And
He circled in a white car, watched her, asked if she planned to stay the night.
White car. So that's the guy. That's the car. I'm not sure if you can see him, but yeah, that's the car. He's just hanging around trying to sell me illegal substance. Just watching me. That's him right there. Guys, just be careful in these little towns. Not because you think it's a little town, they don't have all these things going on. It's Nevada, and it's just crazy. The guy's just looping around down there. He's still down there in a white vehicle, hanging around down there, and asking me if I'm gonna spend the night here. And I said, no, I'm just organizing.
That's when Diana realized he wasn't alone. Someone else was nearby, watching too. Trusting her instincts, she packed up fast and fled the area, driving over an hour to safety.
We don't want anything to happen. So let's leave.
Anytime you park to sleep or nap, always back the car in. That way you can just pull straight out and escape. June 14th, 2024. Somewhere deep along Australia's Great Dividing Range in New South Wales, a van lifer pulled off the road into what was supposed to be a free, peaceful campsite in the middle of nowhere.
It's scary.
The drive-in felt wrong immediately. No phone signal. No lights, no other vehicles, just endless bushland swallowing the road behind him. Still, she parked, stepped out, and tried to settle her nerves. A fire was built. Food was cooked. The crackling flames were the only proof she wasn't completely alone. But as the darkness closed in, the silence grew heavier, too heavy. Every sound carried, branches snapping, distant movement, footsteps that stopped the moment she turned her head. With no cell service and no one for miles, the isolation hit hard. This was her first time camping somewhere this remote, and her instincts were screaming.
Three men.
Oh, get it? I just went to the bushes. I got it there. Yeah, I use the nature as my tool.
I'm leaving after my lunch, which is delicious.
Instead of turning the camera off, she kept filming, deliberately. If something happened, the footage would upload the moment signal returned. A quiet insurance policy.
I'm leaving after my lunch, which is delicious.
She ate quickly, packed up, and left without sleeping. Always go with your gut. If it says leave, then head on out. Here in the U.S., we can carry protection. This final encounter comes from a full-time RV couple traveling across remote public land in the American Southwest. Their stories usually involve rude campers. But one incident on BLM land near Farmington, New Mexico, crossed into something far more unsettling.
So, we're going to share 5 more stories with you today.
Our first story is when we were camping off of Lake Pend Oreille in Idaho. It was at a Fish and Wildlife managed spot, and we could only be there for 3 days. But it was right on the shore of the lake, and if you've never heard of that lake, it's...
The couple had driven nearly an hour into town, leaving their trailer completely alone in the desert. With cell service barely holding, they checked their security cameras from a Starbucks parking lot.
And it just wasn't working. And so we decided that we needed to head into town, find a Starbucks to, get a coffee so we could use their Wi-Fi and upload our videos there. And so we set up our security cameras that we had at the time, and we left to go into town. And the Starbucks was about a 45-minute drive away from our RV. And, just like most times, we were the only ones out there. There was no one.
That's when they saw it. A red vehicle had pulled directly into their campsite. It wasn't parked nearby. It wasn't passing through. It was positioned directly in front of their trailer, blocking the door. No movement, no visible occupants, just waiting.
Image, but we could see something just peeking out from the front, and it was red. And we asked, I'll just say, I asked Ro, is this a car? Is there a car in our campsite? And Ro looks at it and she's like, yeah, that's a car hood. And we're like, why is someone parked directly in front of our trailer and just sitting there? We couldn't see anyone because, again, just the way the camera was oriented, the front of our trailer was obscuring most of what was there. And then it started to pull forward just a little more, and
They watched as the vehicle slowly crept forward, confirming someone was inside. The questions spiraled fast. Were they being watched? Was this a test to see if anyone was home? Were their pets in danger?
Someone is in our campsite, and they're just sitting there, which is really sketchy. We're 45 minutes away. We didn't know what they were doing. Were they scoping our trailer out? Were they, seeing if they just sat there, if anyone came out or anything, to see if anyone was inside? Maybe, are they gonna break in, and potentially harm our pets, steal our stuff? Who knows? So we start freaking out, and so I get in the truck.
One of them raced back toward camp, while the other stayed behind. Before help arrived, the vehicle drove off, leaving behind trash and silence.
Get in the truck, and I just start flying to get back to the campsite. And I just pull into the BLM land, get off of the highway onto the dirt roads, and I'm heading in, and Ro calls me, and she says they just drove away. She could see the truck drive off down the road, and we also had an interior camera that was at the back of...
Nothing was stolen. Nothing was damaged. And somehow, that made it worse. Mental note: if ever camping on public grounds, make sure you have the number of whoever you need to call if there's a problem.